I need you to tell me about Rock's operation.
I ain't going out like that.
You disappoint me. I don't handle disappointment well.
I want to buy into your operation.
Me, changes things between me and her a whole lot more.
As soon as we get our head count right, we're gonna move on to Sellers.
We can't beat him.
And we don't need to beat him. We just need to make him bleed.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like the video and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now tonight we're going to be talking about Power Book 3 Raising Kanan, Season 2, Episode 9. This is my quick thoughts, early impressions, and man, bodies was getting dropped off up in this episode. And your boy Cartier Duns, we smoking on that Cartier Duns pack tonight, y'all. And hey, this man had it coming. I mean, he talked entirely too much. And I'm going to ask y'all this question. Do y'all believe Cartier was killed off too quickly? Do y'all think he was a character that we should have saw a little bit more of? Y'all let me know down below. But I will say this. He talked entirely too much. We talked about this, throughout the season on, him giving Rock all this information on how he operates his business. Like, dude, really? Like, all you trying to do is clap those cheeks. You trying to tell her they ain't what you really trying to do for real. Like, come on, man. We know what it is. You were telling her all these things because you want to get up in that, right? Now, Cartier, he did reveal his full hand a little bit more in this episode. He was telling Rock on how, he wants to buy in her business or whatever. He wanted 50%. At the same time, we already know the deal that he had with Lulu in the record label. So Cartier, even though he was telling Rock at the very beginning of the season that he's not really trying to, get into the business like that out there because it's too much competition, deep down inside, that was a lie. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to come in, all right. He wanted to, stick his hand in everybody's business. You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted to make a lot of money, but still, this dude, he was just talking entirely too much, telling Rock how he operates, who he knows, the things that he had going down in DC and Maryland. I mean, come on, Cartier. Like, you broke all the rules, you know what I'm saying? And you got a little bit too cocky. When you at the top, everybody's watching you, and they're probably looking for the perfect opportunity to take you out. And that's exactly what we saw in this episode. Your girl Rock and Lulu, they weren't playing. They was not playing in this episode. Lulu definitely stepped up in this episode. He was not playing around. He made sure he got him a shot off the last shot on Cartier Duns at the end of the episode. But y'all know he was pissed off at Cartier in this episode, in my opinion. Now, my quick thoughts, early impressions on Rock and Tremont. We know in this episode, Rock was able to get Tremont's boy Abraham up out of jail. And she told him, like, look, if I'm working with you, I'm making sure everybody eats. And now we know Tremont understands that Rock is a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more ruthless than Cartier Duns, right? And he was not trying to do business with Rock until she took out Cartier Duns, which they end up doing at the end of the episode. It seems like Rock has everything set up. We're going to see if everything's going to go as planned, but we know something is bound to happen with those Italians because they ain't just going to sit back. They're going to, make their move in this next episode, in my opinion. We're going to talk about them in just a bit, but Lulu definitely stepped up. I'm glad that he did. Now, Lulu, his whole music thing, a lot of things can change seeing that Cartier Duns is not in the picture. And I want to know how Zisa is going to feel about Cartier Duns not being in the picture and what Rock and Lulu, their relationship is going to lead to in the future. Now, my quick thoughts on Detective Burke. She was on one in this episode. She got some intel from Sam. We knew this was going to happen. We already talked about this weeks ago. We know Sam got hemmed up on some drugs in this episode, and he was willing to tell everything. Once that happened, he wanted to get up out of there. And of course, he told Detective Burke about what really went down in that Detective Howard shooting. Burke wanted to have another conversation with him later on in the episode, but we know Marvin came in and he said, you know what? I can't let him go out like that because Detective Howard was watching the whole time. So this is what I'm talking about. Detective Howard, he is making these moves, and Detective Burke, she doesn't see him, right? This is what he's been doing, and it's a great strategy. He watched Detective Burke have that conversation with Sam, talking about we're going to meet up later on and stuff. He said, you know what? Hell nah. I need to put word out that Sam, is a rat and he needs to go. So we know Marvin was supposed to take him out. Marvin, after what happened in this episode, of course, Miss Renee, she ain't here no more. So, of course, he was on one, and he wasn't really feeling like he wanted to really kill somebody after all those events took place. He's trying to just change himself, right? Similar to Lulu, but we know with Marvin, he is really trying to work on his, his anger, making the right decisions, getting things good with his daughter. He felt bad about what happened to Miss Renee, and he probably was thinking like, man, what would she do in this situation? Would she, take out Sam, or would she give him a second chance to let him breathe? And Marvin told him, like, look, people can change. You know what I'm saying? You need to get the hell up out of here. Sam said, hell nah, I'm staying. And that's going to be an issue, right? We know Sam's going to cause some problems, and I can't wait to see the season finale to see what's going to happen. But Jimmy, he ain't here no more as well. We talked about him this week. We talked about how he's pretty much just on borrowed time. He did not finish off Marvin at all. So that's a mistake. And we knew whether it was going to be the Italians that took him out, or whether it was, of course, Rock, her organization, which was Lulu, he was going to go. And like a lot of you guys have mentioned, y'all said that was probably the worst hit in history. Like, you're going to shoot at Marvin and then run. On top of that, this guy really called his name. He said, hey, Marvin, shot at him, right, and ran. You didn't check. You didn't go and make sure he was gone. You shot at him. You called his name, shot at him, and then you ran. Like, really? Who does that? You supposed to be a killer out here in these streets, right? You supposed to be working with the Italians. You ain't supposed to be missing on no hit like that, especially that close. So, of course, he paid for his actions. He got what he deserved, in my opinion, and we smoking on that Jimmy pack for sure. Now, speaking of the Italians, my quick thoughts, early impressions on your boy, Unique. He was like, look, hell nah. I ain't got nothing to do with, Rock and, of course, Sal Boselli's beef. Unique, he ain't trying to deal with any of it. He just trying to continue to make his money and be cool. He doesn't really want to be in none of the drama. But as I told you guys, whatever move that he makes is going to be a very important move. And based off what he did in this episode, most likely it's going to cost him. The Italians, they will, of course, strike back in episode 10. It's not going to be an easy episode for Unique, in my opinion, or Rock. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to get crazy, man. Y'all leave y'all predictions on what y'all think is going to happen with Unique. I just don't see it ending well for him. He went by the rules of the game. He said, you know what? I had nothing to do with any of this stuff. That's y'all beef. Y'all handle that. I don't owe you nothing. I'm good. And Sal Boselli ain't trying to hear any of it. So you already know he going to be, on demon time in episode 10. And did y'all peep the Italians? They was, watching, Rock's organization's moves. And I believe they're going to make that move in this next episode. The season finale going to be crazy. You don't want to miss this one at all. Now, my quick thoughts, early impressions on your boy, Famous. Like, what in the hell was Famous thinking? I guess that conversation with Cartier Duns and Lulu, it really triggered him, right? And Cartier was like, look, we ain't giving no freebies out up in here. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. You're going to have to learn how to go out there and get that money, because we ain't going to continue to give you handouts. So Cartier Duns, he put that motivation in Crown's heart to go out there and do something stupid. Well, not necessarily something stupid. He just wanted the dude to go out there and handle it himself and stop asking everybody for help, right? Kanan was willing to give him some money, but Famous felt like he needed to do a little bit more. And when Famous and Kanan, they saw Freddie, he was getting some pizza and stuff. We know it was some tension, right? And when Famous was talking about how, man, he always got money, I was thinking like, man, okay, so Famous may go try to work with this dude, or at least asked him how he's getting his money, or trying to do something with him. But no, Famous said, screw all that. He went to Korean. Got the strap, and man, he gonna suffer those consequences in this next episode. This man caught a body up in here. So we smoking on 3 packs in this episode. Miss Renee, we sorry you're not here anymore. Of course, we got respect for you. Jimmy, we smoking on that for sure. And of course, Freddie, you're not here anymore. So you be smoking on that Freddie pack in this episode. And Cartier Duns, you already know we smoking on that pack for sure. Famous done caught a body. The streets need a body. Well, Famous, I guess now you really got something to write about. You need to get into that studio and, make another hit, because, man, you about to be on one. I got a feeling this is definitely going to change Famous forever. And I want to know what Kanan's going to do about this, or how he's going to feel about Famous going to Corinne, getting that strap, he's going to be upset about that. I already know. And, you know, as far as Kanan in this episode, he didn't really do too much. He was chill. He did kind of get into it with Freddie. But he had conversations with Jukebox and also a conversation with his pops about how everything is going to change. And he's tired of his mother. That's pretty much what Kanan was on in this episode. Besides that, everybody else was pretty much turning up. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the season finale. The Italians, they coming. We know Rock is setting up shop with Trey Mott, and she's getting her organization ready for the Italians. She said, you know what? The Italians, they trash. She said they ain't even the real mafia like that. She said they taking orders for the real people that's up top. And when we get at them, they pretty much going to be laughed at. So Rock has no respect for Sal Boselli and his organization. And we know he's definitely not feeling all this stuff that's going on with Rock, and you know, going back and forth, his son getting killed. He pissed off. So you already know it's going to be a huge war in episode 10. I cannot wait to see it. I got a feeling your girl Jukebox is definitely going to help Detective Burke out. We didn't see it in this episode. She didn't say anything when Nicole's pops, you know, was talking to her, but Jukebox is definitely going to make that move and try to help Detective Burke out. We shall see in the season finale. But I will be giving you guys the full recap tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Y'all let me know exactly how y'all felt about episode 9. It was a banger, man. It was a straight up banger, and I cannot wait to see the conclusion of everything. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.